Welcome to Men of Abundance, the podcast for those looking to level up their lives by hanging out with some of the greatest leaders and established professionals in our community, living a life of integrity, honor, and the abundance mentality. Prepare to pay it forward with your host, former Army medic turned lifestyle entrepreneur, Wally Carmichael.
You are listening to Men of Abundance, episode 88, with your host, Wally Carmichael. And today is Friday. This is where I share my thoughts that I've had over the last week. And most of these thoughts are based on conversations that I've had, something that I've read, or something of that nature. Now, before we get started today, I have a little bit of a different favor to ask of you, and that is I want your help in naming this particular daily episode, meaning this Friday episode. I was calling it 5-Minute Aloha Friday. But if you've been listening to the show since day one, you'll know from the very beginning my intent for Friday was to continue with the theme of paying it forward and calling this Pay It Forward Friday. And then I thought, well, I am in Hawaii. I do like the Aloha theme. So instead of the 5-Minute Aloha Friday, we'll call it 5-Minute, or we'll call it Pay It Forward Aloha Friday. So it's one of three options. And I'm going to, as usual, post this to our Facebook group. And if you could go there and place your vote, just name which one you would like. You can use the abbreviation. And we will either call it Pay It Forward Friday, which is PIFF, or 5-Minute Aloha Friday, or 5-Minute, scratch that, or Pay It Forward Aloha Friday. Which one do you think? I need your help on that. I'm going to call it whatever you want, whatever the majority rules. And we'll go on from there. Either way, I'm still going to be sharing my insight with you, and I would love for your feedback on that as well. And it really does kind of roll right into what I'm talking about today, which is I love the outcome and most of the process. And what I mean by that is, for instance, if you're working out for a specific purpose, you're working out to either gain muscle, lose weight, gain mobility, speed, agility, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you want the outcome. Obviously, you love the outcome when the outcome presents itself, right? It's the process that's not always so fun. So I'm not the type of person to really go spend a whole lot of time in the gym. So I don't hit the weights a whole lot. And if I'm on a mission, if my goal for this particular month or quarter or whatever is to get stronger or faster, then I'll have to spend some time in the gym. Or I have plenty of weights on my back lanai and I could use body weight and my pull-up bars and all that kind of stuff. But I may not like the process. And there's certain movements that I love doing. There's certain that I don't enjoy doing. I like cardio. So I'll do the insanity workouts and I'll modify as needed. But even sometimes there's certain workouts within that program that when I see them on the calendar, I'm just like, oh my goodness. And don't get me started with leg day. I don't even like that. Let's look at any other process that you might be going on out there. Like, say, for instance, you want to improve your relationship. Ultimately, you want the relationship that you have in your mind with your wife or with your spouse. But there's certain processes that you have to do on your end in order to have that relationship that you want with your spouse. Say, for instance, when you get home from work and you're just exhausted and you're tired, you want to sit down, pop open a beer, watch the game, or go take a nap or whatever. You know there are things that you need to do. You heard me talk a couple weeks ago about doing what you say you're going to do. You know there's things that need to be done around the house. You know they need to get done, and you know that your wife is not going to be excited and is not going to be happy with you until you get that done, and rightfully so. And you shouldn't be happy with yourself either. But the process is you have to get it done so that you get the outcome. And here's the thing, that's okay. We don't always like the outcome. I absolutely love doing this podcast for you. I love this part of sitting here and talking to you, even though I'm talking through a mic. I don't see any of you, but visually in my mind, I envision the hundreds of people that download the episodes and the locations that they're in, and that you're sitting on the edge of your seat and you're just hanging on to every single word. Well, I'm sure that's not true, but hey, let me have my vision, right? It's my vision. I can vision it however I want. But there's parts of this that I don't care for. For instance, the editing and the constant research and looking for links and some of the other stuff that's involved in the part of the launching the podcast and getting this out to you. I don't know if you realize this or not, but every single episode that I do takes an average of 3 hours to produce. Not this one. This one's much easier. But the ones where I'm interviewing people, I have to do research on them. I try to get to know them a little bit ahead of time by stalking them on social media, reading their books, going through some of their courses if I haven't done so already, and all that kind of stuff. That right there probably takes about 2 to 3 hours in itself. The actual episode, the interview, once I've prepared for the interview, then the editing, from the interview to the editing to the posting and sharing everything on social media with all of you, and communicating back with the agency that sent the guest to me, or getting back with their administrative assistant, or getting back with them. All of that takes anywhere from right around 3 to 4 hours. So not every bit of that is pleasurable, but I get it done because I want to share these conversations with you. I want to share this information with you, and I want to share all these people with you, and I want to lift them up. So I was recently asked, Wally, how do you get through it? How do you keep the energy? How do you keep the consistency? I focus on the outcome. That's my focus. Some people have a different viewpoint, but for me, I keep my eye on the outcome, and I know I cannot obtain the outcome until I work through the process, the parts that I love and the parts that I don't love. And that's the way I get through it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the only way. It's certainly not the only way, and it doesn't mean it's the right way. Whatever works best for you. And if you have something that works best for you, or you have any ideas, go ahead and share them in the Facebook page after I post this. Share them in the comments below on the website at menofabundance.com/088. I would love to hear your comments, and I know others would love to hear your comments as well. Now, go out and live your life of abundance, and make sure to pay it forward.